Hello everybody, welcome back to the Quick Take and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now, Graham Potter has officially left Chelsea Football Club, finishing his career at the Blues after nearly 7 months in charge with a measly 27.8% win rate in the Premier League. With Bruno Sautor stepping in as an interim coach, Todd Boehly alongside Christopher Vivell will now be plotting who is the best option to take the Blues to glory. Names like Julian Nagelsmann and Luis Enrique have dominated the headlines, but they're not alone. According to Fabrizio Romano, there's one more name Chelsea fans should keep an eye on: Ruben Amorim. Before I get into the video, I would like to apologise in advance. There are quite a few Portuguese names in this video which I will most likely butcher. Before Amrim was a coach, he was a player, a midfielder to be exact. Starting off his playing career at Belenenses in 2003, he would go on to make 96 appearances for the Portuguese side up until 2008, where he would make a move for Benfica. Amrim went on to win 3 league titles, 1 Portuguese Cup, 6 League Cups and 1 Super Cup, spending time on loan with Braga and finishing his career at the Qatari club El Rakra in 2016 at the age of 32. Amrim made 14 senior appearances for his home nation between 2010 and 2014. Retiring at such a young age left the Portuguese with a hunger to achieve more in football, and so he jumped straight into the Lisbon Football Association to achieve his coaching licence. Amrim went on to study psychomotor education, the study of movement in the body and the role our cognitive functions have. He took on his first coaching role in the 2018 and 19 season for the 3rd Division Portuguese side Casa Pia. Following a controversial points deduction which was later overturned, Amrim resigned from his position and was lined up to become the new coach for the Benfica under-23 side. However, following a meeting with the club in June of 2019, he rejected this position and instead chose to coach Braga's reserves in September. 3 months later, Amrim was promoted to head coach for Braga, following the dismissal of Ricardo Sapinto. He coached the Portuguese side for 9 league games between the 27th of December and the 4th of March. Amrim hit the ground running at Braga, coaching a 7-1 victory against his former playing side Belenenses. During his short stint as Braga coach, he went unbeaten in the league, winning 8 and drawing 1, whilst also winning the League Cup, beating Porto 1-0 in the final. He also coached Braga to an astounding away win against his former club Benfica, a feat which hadn't been accomplished in over 6 decades. After less than 3 months in charge, Amrim had a mounted 76.9% win rate, scoring 27 and conceding 13. Following his excellent run at Braga, Amrim signed for Sporting on a 3-year deal with the Portuguese Giants, with Sporting paying Braga €10 million in compensation for Ruben's services, making him one of the most expensive managers in history. Amrim would go on to sign a new contract valid until 2026 with a €20 million release clause. However, it does seem as though this was money well spent. Amrim's first game in charge as head coach for Sporting went as well as you could expect, beating Desportivo das Aves 2-0 in the league. This would be the start of an 8-game unbeaten run before 2 losses and 1 draw in the last 3 fixtures of the season, the 2 losses against Porto and Benfica, who have both dominated the Primeira Liga for the past 2 decades. Although Amrim joined Sporting past the halfway point of the season, he was still able to install an identity and coach the team to Europa League qualification. It was the 2021 season where Amrim really came into his own, losing only 1 game in the league, a close 4-3 loss to Benfica nearing the climax of the season. This, however, didn't stop Amrim from guiding his Sporting side to the club's first league title in 19 years. He wasn't a big spender either, with his only transfer being the goalkeeper Antonio Dan from Atletico Madrid on a free transfer. Amrim also coached his side to a Portuguese League Cup, beating his former club Braga 1-0 in the final. However, Sporting were knocked out early in the Europa League, suffering a 4-1 loss to the Austrian side Lask. He finished the 2021 season with a 76.5% win rate in the league, scoring 65 and conceding just 20. In his second full season in charge, Amrim signed Manuel Ugarte for just €6.5 million. Ugarte has, of course, been looked at and is a potential summer signing for Chelsea. Sporting finished second, winning the League Cup and the Portuguese Super Cup. Amrim guided his squad through the group stages of the Champions League before being eliminated by Manchester City in the round of 16. Although Amrim didn't win the league this season, he did in fact finish with a higher win rate than the previous year, that being 79.4%. In all competitions, his Sporting side scored 109 goals, conceded 49 and had a 73.6% win rate. Highly impressive stats overall. This season, Amrim Sporting sit 4th in the league. It's a step back, however in the summer transfer window, Sporting sold key players like Matheus Nunes, João Paulinho and Nuno Mendes. It's not all doom and gloom, however, as Sporting produced an astounding result over current Premier League leaders Arsenal in the Europa League, scoring from the halfway line and knocking the Gunners out of the competition on penalties. Before I continue the video, I would like to highly recommend the video titled "Is Ruben Amorim the Next Jose Mourinho?" by Tifo Football. Tifo Football create excellent, high quality and exceptionally detailed videos which I use as part of my research. It would be an honour to one day be able to create content to the same standard as Tifo Football. Ruben Amorim has been described as a charismatic character, a popular figure in the dressing room during his playing days. The German sociologist Max Weber developed the concept of charismatic authority back in 1922. It argues authority and power can be derived through charisma. Notable figures who can be used as an example for charismatic authority include Martin Luther King and the Austrian guy with the funny moustache, whose name might get me demonetized. I don't really know how it works yet. Ruben Amorim derives respect and authority in the dressing room and on the touchline through his charisma. Players respect him, they don't just like him. They want to prove themselves to him, gain his respect. In an interview with The Athletic, Braga's head of recruitment, Paulo Menezes, revealed, "Ruben is a coach that brings everyone together. He has a very strong personality, but at the same time, it does not fracture the group. He is very smart in human relationships and communication. These are Ruben's strengths as a coach." So, we know his career, what he's achieved, and how he is as a person and a coach. But how does he play? As the majority of Ruben Amorim's coaching career has been spent at Sporting, I will focus mainly on the tactics he deployed at the Portuguese side. This, I feel, is a better representation of the kind of coach he is today. Like many of the coaches linked to the Chelsea job, Amrim likes to deploy a 3 at the back system, whether it's a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1. Both formations Chelsea fans will be familiar with, as both Thomas Tuchel and Graham Potter implemented similar systems during their tenures at the club. Their midfield can consist of either a double pivot or a singular defensive midfielder. The double pivot provides more defensive stability, whilst the singular pivot allows for a more aggressive playstyle. Much like Hansi Flick's Bayern Munich, Amrim likes his team to press high and press hard, cutting off opponents' passing options, winning the ball high up the field, reducing the gap to goal. This structure allows for an overload in the midfield, a key area of the pitch where, if dominance can be asserted, games can be controlled. This forces the opposition to play the ball out wide to players isolated from the rest of the team, increasing the likelihood of possession turnover. Rabona TV made an excellent breakdown of Ruben Amorim's career and tactics. Make sure you check them out. When Sporting struggled in the midfield battle, they defended their goal excellently. The 3 centre-backs compacting, cutting off deadly passing lanes, the wing-backs guarding against the opposition's wide players, and the midfield pivot looking to intercept the attackers outside the box to begin the counter-attack. After 158 games in charge of Sporting, Ruben Amorim's side scored 290 goals and conceded 125. That's an average of 183 goals a game and 0.79 goals conceded. Amrim likes to instill defensive stability and strength before attacking fluidity. As the old saying goes, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. In his short time as a manager, Ruben Amorim has proven himself among many as a great coach. He has worked wonders with limited resources and is certainly one to keep an eye on. As I'm writing this, Ruben Amorim has stated, "I've seen many managers move to other leagues and they weren't happier. This is an important factor. I'm not looking for anything. I value what I have and not what is said. I've had contacts with other clubs, Sporting knows that, but I want to stay. If I have to leave, it will happen naturally. I won't be the one to open the door. Sporting deserves respect. If I have to go, I'll go. I'll tell the president. I want to fulfill my contract. I have very clear goals for what I want to do. Anyone who wants me will have to pay the release clause, 20 million euros, because that is my way of doing things." So, we know his story, we know his philosophy, and we know his tactics. Let's see how it's set up at Chelsea. Ruben Amorim would most likely play a 3-4-3 with a double pivot in midfield, creating a very tough side to score against alongside installing stability whilst he gets to grips with Premier League football. The wing backs of Reece James and Ben Chilwell would press high at the field and drop deeper when needed. In order to complement the fantastic abilities of Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea will be in the market for a number 6. During Amrim's time at Sporting, he signed Manuel Ugarte, who has quickly become a standout player. He ranks in the 99th percentile for passes completed at 91.5% per 90 and tackles per 90, sitting at 4.59 a game. He ranks highly in other stats such as interceptions, blocks, passes attempted, and successful take-ons. An excellent player and one who would certainly be on the wish list if Amrim were to take the helm at Chelsea. In attack, fast wingers like McCallum Mudryk, Raheem Sterling and Noni Madueke would be deployed to make line-breaking runs in behind. When Sporting played Arsenal in the Europa League, it appeared they liked to flood the box, confusing and overloading the opponent's defenders. Although Amrim is a defensive-minded coach, he still operates his attacks to best suffocate the opposition, leading to mistakes and lapses in concentration to capitalise on. Chelsea will also be on the market for a striker, the number 1 priority being Napoli talisman Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, alongside Georgian winger Kavici Kvaratskhelia, is enjoying an incredible season in Italy. In 29 games in all competitions, the Nigerian has 25 goals and 5 assists, making him one of the most lethal strikers on the market. Chelsea's recent struggles and unlikelihood to qualify for Champions League football, however, could have the Blues looking elsewhere. According to Simon Jones of the Daily Mail, Danish international and Atalanta striker Rasmus Højlund could be on his way to Chelsea come the summer. The 20-year-old is an exciting prospect, scoring 14 and assisting 6 in 34 games. His tall stature makes him rather difficult to defend against. That mixed with his impressive finishing ability, he is certainly a fantastic option for the Blues. Well, that's it. Would you be happy with Ruben Amorim as a successor to Graham Potter? Who do you think will be the next Chelsea manager? Tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would just like to say a massive thank you to everyone who has watched my breakdown for Julian Nagelsmann and who have subscribed to the channel this past week. I read every comment and seeing so many of you enjoying the videos I make makes me feel so blessed. Thank you. I've been The Quick Take and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.